you're about to get a civics lesson that you probably didn't learn at school. So, in school, we learned that there are three branches of government. We have the judicial branch, legislative branch, and executive branch. In order for laws to pass and be signed in North Carolina, you have to have a marriage between what the legislative branch produces and then it's signed by the governor, the executive branch. In North Carolina, the legislative branch, which is composed of the North Carolina Senate and the House of Representatives, is entirely controlled by Republicans, whereas the executive branch is controlled by a Democrat, Governor Cooper. So, what that means is that Republicans have control right now to introduce any idea that they want to see passed into law in the legislature. So, whatever idea they have, and it could be some batshit crazy ideas. A few years ago, they had a bill that had to do with motorcycle safety, and they pushed an anti choice bill in that. So, they will get creative. So they introduce their ideas and it goes through the legislative process and it becomes a bill. And this bill will have to go through both the Senate and the House before it gets to the governor. Any bill that the Republicans want to move forward and they want to convert into a law will have to go through them. And what I need to underscore here is that these are not just regular Republicans from the 1980s. These are Republicans who, some of them even coordinated buses to go to DC for the insurrection on January 6th. And these are Trump loyalists, and these are not the kind of people that we would ever get to not co-sign some anti-immigrant bullshit bills that are introduced. So the Poder strategy for this legislative session is to focus entirely on the governor, because the bills, whatever bills that they want to move, that the Republicans move, will eventually need to get to the governor's desk. The reason why Poder was independently supporting the candidacy of Governor Cooper last year is because we knew that we were going to need him in order to safeguard our communities, and that he's the last line of defense against any crazy bills that are that the Republicans will attempt to pass. So Governor Cooper's veto power is critical. Democrats are in a better position than several years ago because they have enough people in the House and in the Senate to sustain, o sea, to say when the governor vetoes a bill, traditionally the bill could go back to the legislative branch. And in the past, they would be able to overcome the governor's veto and still do what they want to do, but not this time. This time, there's enough of a majority in the House and the Senate to sustain the governor's veto and to basically be like on Game of Thrones, the North Wall. They can be the North Wall post-veto. So that is the legislative cycle. What I want to focus on is the fact that right now there is an anti-immigrant bill, Senate Bill 101, that has been making its way. We expected that this bill would make it all the way to the governor's desk. There is no amount of lobbying that will convince these Trump loyalist Republicans to not support that bill. And so it will make it to the governor's desk. And the timeline of that could be anytime from tomorrow to a few months from now. Republicans are in full control of the legislative branch. So basically, right now, what we're encouraging folks to do is to continue to do their voter registrations, continue to engage with your elected officials and to let them know where you stand on these bills and to learn this process. Dig in, join Poder when we have our civic education classes so that you can learn a bit more about this legislative cycle and where it is that we can actually disrupt the system. Again, right now, it's looking like it's only at the gubernatorial level once the bills get to the executive branch. So that is your Civics 101 in a nutshell.